Yeah, and welcome to another Get You Through the Gig tutorial. I'm Brett Papa, and today is some country hot off the press. I freaking love this guy. He's got so many good songs. Super easy. I'm going to do a couple more off of this album as well. You got a song request? Go ahead and click the song request link down below in the description box. Okay, so there's also a little, strum video in there too if you need a little help with your acoustic strumming. So, super easy chord progression. And you got to tune down a half step. So you want your low E. All your strings got to go down a half step, but tune it to this. Nice and low. Makes it a lot easier to sing too. Okay, so G chord, C chord. Oops, it actually goes G, E minor, C. There's a C in there. I just did it in the wrong order. Okay, so we got G, E minor, C. Okay, it's real basic. The count is kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Okay, so just downstroke on the G. And the only reason I'm doing this is to keep the timing going, right? So you can hear in the video. But it's kind of quiet in the song. Now, another effective way to keep the timing for yourself is to keep your, hand going. You don't have to play anything. You don't have to click the strings, but it's good to keep your wrist going, right? So you can keep time. So if you're new to playing songs, you always want to keep this wrist moving a little bit, and that makes it a lot easier to keep in time, right? When you have a lot of space in between the actual chords. Okay, so you got 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and you come in on an and, but you're gonna go on an upstroke. Right? So you got I go 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Okay, so that's the rhythm for the verses, the little interludes between the choruses and the verses, all that stuff, and the intro, right? It just does that all the time. So G, E minor, C. Same feel, same everything. Now there's a cool little lick in the beginning that is like the little reoccurring melody. And for any of you out there who know what the major pentatonic scale is, it's based off of that, right? And if you don't know what the scale is, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. But what we're going to do is you're basically going to derive this little lick from that. So what you would do is you would bar the 3rd fret of the B and E, right? So for any of you wanting to know what the scale is, it's G major pentatonic. Okay, so anyways, you take basically bits and pieces of these chords and make a cool little melody. So bar the B and E 3rd fret, and then you're going to hammer onto the 5th fret. Now the tricky part is you want to hear the note below. So when you go in for this hammer, you can't hammer your finger flat because then you won't get that G note in there. Okay, so what you do is you make your finger nice and round and you hammer onto this B 3rd fret. Now, if you can't get this one in there, that's good enough, right? You want to get, right, that at the very least. If you're better with your hammer-ons, that's even better if you can get that G ringing, okay? So it's basically a hammer 3 to 5, then back to here, and then back to here, right? Okay, so, and then what you're going to do is you're going to make what looks like a D chord, right? So what you want to do on this one, same basic idea, but the intervals between the G and the B are different. So the fingering is going to be a little different, but it's the exact same premise where you're hammering on a lower note trying to let this bottom note ring. In this case, 2nd fret G, 3rd fret B, hammering on to G4, right? So you got, and then it goes, so it's 2 hammers. Okay, so. Okay, now you're going to go. So what you do there is it's going to be in the 2nd fret, and you just pull off. So it's G2, pull off, D2, pull off, and then you hammer on back the same way. Okay, so it's... Now you're going to slide up to 4, and then back to 2 on the G. So that next part. Right? Second time around, exact same thing, but you're going to end it a little bit differently. Right? So if you put the 2 together, it's... Right? That's the first one. Then you go through the whole thing again. And then 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Right? It does that little progression, the G, E minor to C 4 times before the chorus breaks in. Chorus is super similar to the verses. The chords go G, E minor, C. Then the second time around, you're going to change it up a little bit. You're going to go G, C to D. And then the third time around, you're actually going to play all of these chords we just did. So it's going to go G, E minor, and then C, D. Okay? Now the actual, flow of the chorus. Okay, so it's basically, the rhythm is basically... Right, so it's... It's very similar. It has that upstroke, right? That feel that we did in the verse, that happens again in the chorus, right? So you got... Right? Right? So the feel it's very similar, but you just add more strokes to fill in the chorus because the verse is so sparse in what it does. Again, so really slowly. Right, back into the interlude where it does that little opening lick again. But it does the second half of it, right? You don't go to the G, it goes, right? So it does the D lick. Right back into the verse. Now the only other difference is a bridge, and it's kind of like, right? It kind of has that feel. So let's go over that. Okay, so the easiest way to do the bridge, check this out. You got a C chord, then you move down the bass note, right? So this note right here, down to the 2nd fret, right? And you can really just hit these 3 strings, right? The A, D, and G. A minor chord, and then to a G. Okay, so you're basically just gonna do like quick stabs down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same idea on the second time around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes to a D for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? So you got. Right? And then it basically just goes into the chorus and it ends on that little, right, which is over the verse progression. So that's really all of the songs. It's very simple. There is a cool little lick, a couple of little guitar licks that come in on the 2nd verse. You'll hear it, it goes, cool little lick, right? Might as well learn that. All right, so basic R&B lick, super cool. G and E strings. Okay, we're gonna come in on the G, so slide into the 4th fret, and then you're gonna tag the 3rd fret, E. Right, so it's 2 separate notes. And then these next 2 licks happen together. Okay, and the same strings, G and E, 5th fret, up to the 7th fret. Okay, so there's one more cool little lick, and it's got some bends, so let's check that one out. Okay, so the next lick is super cool. Little, you know, bluesy lick. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna bend up on the B string, 10th fret, and then you're gonna go to 8 and 10 on the E. Go back to the B, bend up 10, then to pitch, and then to 8. Or it's more like what it is. And it's that same idea we did down here, right? But it's going to be over the G up here. So how I do it is you hammer, right? That's the whole little part on those 2 strings, 7 and 8. Right? So it's down, up, down, and then I roll this finger over, right? And then keep that finger where it is so you can keep these 2 going. You just roll that one over. So cool little lick too, right? So thank you so much for checking out the video. Again, there's going to be a bunch of tutorials over here. Make sure to subscribe and click the bell if you do, if you haven't already. That'll let you be notified when the new songs are coming out. Check down below. BrettPapa.com funds all the free videos, so if you want to support the cause, check out BrettPapa.com. Also, don't be afraid to share the videos. If you learn something and you like it, share it, spread the word. That would be awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for the continued support. We'll catch you next time.